Hello everybody and welcome to this slow living vlog. This video contains recordings from the last couple of spring weeks here from the beautiful countryside. I felt very inspired to pick up the camera and record the amazing nature around us with all the colorful flowers, leaves growing back on the trees and everything simply feeling alive. Spring truly is one of my favorite times of the year. I'm super glad you're here and hope you're doing well and can enjoy some of the warmth and energy around you.
We've had some beautiful, very sunny days here in the countryside. Everything is in full bloom at the moment. The trees, the apple trees that are growing here around from the countryside, from the farmers, they look beautiful at the moment. We have a lot of wildflowers growing. Spring has truly arrived here in the countryside. Everything is in full bloom at the moment, but everything is bursting with energy. The sun is shining. There are a lot of birds flying around. There are a lot of bees, bumblebees, butterflies flying around. The trees are in full bloom. The wildflowers are growing like crazy, especially here in our garden as well. And before I mow the lawn here, I don't do that too often. I like to have it a little bit more natural here in the garden. But before I do that, I wanted to try something out that I have never done before. I have seen some very interesting recipes that use wildflowers for like a wildflower jelly, especially the flower dandelion. So I wanted to try that out for myself for the first time this year. So I'm going around currently and harvesting in my garden here the flower heads that I can. I don't want to touch the wildflowers that are growing outside of my garden, and I don't want to get too much. I basically just want to take what I need, because I want the bees and everybody who is dependent on those flowers to have whatever they need. I don't want to take away from that. So I just take what I need for this jelly. It's probably gonna be around a bowl full, and yeah, I can't wait to try that out. Let's see how it goes.
Good morning everybody. I quickly wanted to give you a little update on how this jelly here turned out. So I really enjoy the taste. It is a little sweet, a little tart from the lemon juice, and has a very nice, like very subtle floral note to it. It kinda reminds me from the taste of honey. So if you're plant-based and you decide not to eat honey, this might be a good alternative for you. However, next time I would maybe amplify it with a little even more flower heads to make the taste more intense, and I might work with some maybe like natural apple juice or even pear juice, something like that, to give it a little bit a more interesting flavor profile. It is very nice on its own. It is very nice on bread, but I think I would maybe go a little bit more in the direction of maybe like a compote or a marmalade. So I'm definitely going to try this out the next year, and then I'm going to share with you the recipe, as pretty much all the dandelion flowers are now have now bloomed, so they can no longer be used. And while I'm here, I thought I would give you like a short update on how times have been here in the countryside. I have to say I'm doing quite well at the moment. It is a beautiful time, even though the spring has been super inconsistent. We had temperatures of 20 degrees in one week, and the next week it actually snowed. We had about 10 centimeters of snow. It snowed for an entire week. I was really afraid everything that I had already put out here in the garden, like the spinach, etc., would go bad, but it looks like it all survived. And now we are back at almost 20 degrees, so quite the jump around in the temperatures. But in German you call this Aprilwetter. So usually you say the weather in April is really unpredictable on how it's gonna be. Other than that, I've really enjoyed these days that are more filled with sun. It gives me a lot of like good energy, positive energy. I love being outside. I love like working out outside, doing stuff in the garden. That just feels so good after such a what it feels like such a long time of snow and cold. And yeah, that has been really enjoyable. My arm is also going much better. It is now to a point where the doctor said that I can go back to training jiu-jitsu, which is very exciting for me. I hope it goes well, as I still have the metal plate inside, and it does cause some trouble from time to time. So I will see how that goes, and if I have to maybe take out that metal plate next year, or if it can stay inside, we'll see about that. Other than that, what has also been going on is that this channel has grown substantially in the last couple of weeks, at least by my standards. Something that came really unexpected and kind of was a little bit overwhelming at times. To everybody who is new on this channel, welcome to this video. I'm glad you're here. There have been many new people on this channel. There have been a lot of comments and a lot of interaction under the videos, which is both super amazing, but at the same time I have to get used to that. Even though this is like still at a scale which for most people would probably be laughable, it is something to get used to. But I'm still super happy and excited about this. And it kind of made me think, what exactly would I like to achieve with this channel? Why do I make these videos? What is like the purpose of me doing these videos from my personal motivation standpoint? And later in the day, I'm gonna go for a little walk and take you guys along and share some of these thoughts with you. And I would be super interested in hearing your feedback. If you've seen my Slow Living Spring Activities video, you might remember that we are currently exploring kombucha, the world of kombucha. And we started off with a small 2-liter container to brew our first couple of batches. And since we really, really liked it, we run out of that batch way too fast. We decided to buy a larger container. I bought a 5-liter container, a glass container. It was a super good price at Aldi's. So we can make larger quantities of kombucha. By that we can combine the two and have like 7 liters, which will hopefully last us for a week. It is quite a treat, and we do really enjoy it. So I bought that big glass container over there. I have to kind of add the small pieces together, and then I have to like really clean it, since kombucha, when you make kombucha, it is super important that you have everything super duper clean. You can use vinegar to clean everything, so there is no soap being used. That is also important for the bacteria. So I'm gonna first rinse it off with some very hot water, this new container, then rub everything with vinegar, which is gonna smell amazing. And then I can make a 5-liter batch of kombucha. I hope the first one will turn out well. I really don't know yet, to be honest. I have not made like this big of a batch. I'm super excited to have a lot more of kombucha available to me later on. I've heard that you can, once you've brewed your batch, then you can do a second ferment with fruits and bottle it up for a second ferment and have the natural sugars in the fruit like do their own thing with the bacteria. That also sounds really amazing and something that I want to explore as well in the future. If you've not tried out to make your own kombucha yet, I highly recommend it. It is a lot of fun. You can learn a lot from doing it, and the product that you get is super good for you. It tastes amazing. So yeah, definitely give it a try. I'm currently in the making of the kombucha. As you can see behind me, there's a big pot of water boiling or almost boiling. And what I just realized is that I'm going to need a whopping 18 packs of black tea, 18 bags, I'm sorry, to make this kombucha. And that is a little bit more tea than I expected or than I anticipated. Luckily, I have a whole box available to me, but I didn't do the math before putting on the pot, and 18 bags is quite a lot, but luckily black tea is not the most expensive tea out there. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I briefly wanted to talk about like my why I make these videos, why this topic of simple living, slow living, being more connected to nature, and embracing a simpler and slower pace of life is so dear to me. I recently listened to a Swiss podcast, actually. It's in German. I can link it in the description, which usually covers like philosophy topics. And they had a guest on which discussed basically what is currently going on pretty much everywhere in the world in regards of mental health, rising mental health problems, depression, anxiety, things like that. They talked about the theme of like linear understanding of time versus like cyclical understanding of time, which is a more let's call it a more natural animistic approach to viewing the world. And that podcast really made me think. And it really struck me while listening that this is exactly why I want to do these videos. I personally know the pain that mental health problems can bring to you, to the people around you, to the world, and the effect that this fast-paced world, which is so driven by high performance, consumerism, capitalism, and always wanting more and more and never being full, what those aspects bring to the world. And they're not all bad. They have some good benefits. However, I feel like a lot of people do suffer under that if they know it and feel it, or if they suppress it and act out in different ways. And this is exactly why I want to share some simple, practical ideas of what I'm doing to slow down my life, to live a more natural life, a life that is more connected to nature, that really goes with my personal rhythm, with the rhythm of everything around me, a life that gives voice to the signals inside, to the voice, to whatever is deep inside of you. And I just feel like this journey that I have started for myself has been truly, it has done so many good things for me. And my idea was simply to share these ideas that I am perceiving benefits of with other people, because I know that there are a lot of people out there that are longing for a different life than they are currently living, or that are already on this path, but you can always adapt and adjust and take the next step on your journey. I am not here to preach anything. I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. I'm not about that. I don't care what anybody does. You can take these ideas that I'm presenting in these videos and completely ignore them. That's fine. You can maybe try to implement them in a way that suits you and try them out. Maybe they have a positive effect on you as they have had on me. And that's pretty much the only thing that I'm trying to do. I don't want to play a blame game or tell anyone what to do. I'm simply sharing some ideas that I have of a life that I feel has had such a great impact on me as a being and people around me as well. The internet is such a great way to share this message, because basically everybody has access. I mean, I can see that because I have viewers all over the world, which is amazing. And that is why I chose such a platform like YouTube. But I do not want to promote anything that I do on other platforms, because I think that they are in a way harmful, or they can be harmful. Super short living content that is very stimulating and has a very short span to really present any idea is is not the way that I want to share the message, because it is completely opposed to what I am doing and what I am trying to share in these videos. So even though it probably, like from a marketing standpoint, would be smarter to have different kinds of media platforms and spread the content, I don't want to do that, because I don't want that anybody feels like they have to catch up on a different platform or get additional content or whatever. Personally, I am completely against those platforms. I felt the negative impacts that it had on my life, and I don't personally, and because of that, I do not want to promote it. Very simple. If you choose to still be on those platforms, that's also very good. I don't judge. I don't really care if you do that. That's great. If you like it, go ahead. You know, yeah. What I do is what I do. I share some aspects that I do, which I think are potentially beneficial to other people as well, and that's it. Simply to hopefully make somebody's day a little bit better. That's why I always create these videos with the intent to make the person watching feel good in any way that they need at that moment. That could be, I want people to come out of the videos feeling a little bit calmer, maybe a little bit more relaxed. Maybe they picked up something that they want to try out themselves, or maybe they feel inspired, whatever. That is what I'm trying to achieve, because that has always been the content that I personally really enjoyed. And yeah, simply trying to do more of that, and to maybe have a positive impact on somebody out there. So that basically wraps up this video. This has been a fun little vlog, spring slow living vlog, filmed over a couple of weeks, picking up little bits and pieces every now and again. And I thank you all for watching. I hope you're all healthy, safe, and you are doing well. And thank you for being here, and see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.